And for me, when the wind is knocked out of me, I have to fall on my knees. I have to cry out. And the Bible said that he hears the cries of the righteous, you know? And it doesn't make that person unlovable.
Just now, CeCe Winans couldn't hold back anymore. She's ready to spill every secret. At 59, she's reached out to a friend previously reluctant to feature in her upcoming music video. They settled their differences amidst the city's faint echoes. With rumors swirling louder each day, CeCe can no longer stay silent. What's pushed her to this breaking point? Tune in, let's uncover what she's determined to expose once and for all. CeCe Winans' untold journey. CeCe Winans has reached a point where she feels ready to share everything, moving beyond the secrets and stories she's kept inside for so long. Recently, she invited a friend to be in her latest music video, even though she knew there was a good chance they might say no, as they had in the past. As she gets closer to celebrating her 60th birthday, the rumors about her have grown louder. But this time, as the cameras rolled and the music swelled, her friend never showed, leaving CeCe to face the unfolding scene alone, a scene that might just change everything. She told her friend how much it would mean to have them in the video, understanding they might still hesitate. Just as she expected, her friend was unsure, reminding her of a previous time when they decided not to be part of one of her songs. This moment showed how much they respected each other's artistic choices, reflecting the deep understanding they shared in their work together. As their conversation continued, a quiet fell over the room, broken only by the soft sounds of the city outside. Now, at 59 years old, she is making headlines for a different reason. After years of facing gossip and rumors, she's decided to come forward and tell the truth. Why now? What does this mean for her future? Let's dive deeper into this unexpected turn of events. Her parents were overjoyed when she was born. They already had 7 sons: David, Ronald, Marvin, Carvin, Daniel, Michael, and Benjamin, whom everyone called BB. Later, 2 more sisters, Angelique and Debbie, joined the family, making it even larger and livelier. The story behind her nickname is still a bit of a mystery, but it probably started with her close bond with her grandmother, Laura House. Her grandmother used to call her sister from a very young age, and the name just stuck. It eventually became a part of who she was, even in her gospel music career. Her grandmother was a big influence in her life, always sharing words of faith and encouragement. Her parents, David and Dolores, were deeply religious and dedicated to their family. Their faith was the center of everything they did, including how they raised their 10 children. David worked hard as both a barber and a taxi driver, while Dolores took care of patients at Metropolitan Hospital. Even with their simple means, their home was filled with love, faith, and most importantly, music. In the Winans family, music was more than just something they did for fun. It was a way of life. Both of her parents loved gospel music deeply. They had met in 1950 while singing in the Lemon Gospel Chorus in Detroit. Their passion for music and unwavering faith shaped how they raised their children. She grew up in a home where gospel songs were always playing, filling the air in their house on Woodingham Street in Westside Detroit. When she was only 7, she sang "Fill My Cup" to her church congregation, marking her very first public performance. Even though she was naturally shy, her voice was strong and powerful. For those who knew the Winans family, her talent wasn't surprising. Music was in their blood. It was how they connected, celebrated, and found joy. Her mother would sing while cooking dinner, and her father would join in with harmonies as he prepared for Sunday school. Music brought the family closer, especially during the holidays. Christmas at the Winans home wasn't about the gifts. It was memorable because of the annual concert they held, bringing their neighbors and friends together through the power of song. The concert at Mercy Hall was a joyful celebration of the Christmas spirit, and every year it seemed to get more popular. It featured a woman who, despite all the attention, managed to stay true to her faith and who she was. She had faced both praise and criticism, but stayed genuine through it all. Now she was ready to address the rumors about her life, prepared for whatever people might think. Her music dreams were just starting. The rise of a gospel star. She and her music partner released their first big album, Lord Lift Us Up, and it quickly became a hit, selling over 1 million copies. Their appearances on TV only made them more famous. Meanwhile, her brothers, David, Ronald, Marvin, and Carvin, were also making a name for themselves in music and their church communities, with Marvin even starting a successful church in Detroit. At 19, she married Alvin Love, who was older and a friend of her brother Ronald. They met at a family bowling event, and things moved quickly from there. She moved back to Detroit with Alvin and put her music career on hold for a while. During this break, she finished beauty school and opened a salon with Alvin, where her father also worked. Even with all these new responsibilities, she still found some time to sing and perform here and there. But this wasn't the end of her music journey. As a new mom and with her music in high demand, Alvin relocated his job to Nashville so she could get back to making music with her partner. Their relationship flourished both at home and at work, with Alvin becoming her manager. Their shared faith made their bond even stronger. They had a daughter, Ashley Rose, and she believed that being a wife and mother were her most important roles, something deeply influenced by her parents' strong focus on faith and family. Their music continued to draw in fans with albums like CeCe and BB and Heaven, but it was their 1991 album, Different Lifestyles, that really made them famous, especially with songs like Addictive Love and I'll Take You There. She was amazed at how their success grew, starting from a simple song performance to church concerts and finally a recording deal. However, success wasn't her main goal. She stayed humble, always focusing on her family and faith rather than seeking fame. For her, music was a way to express her beliefs and make a positive impact on others. Even though her schedule was packed with performances, her family remained her biggest source of happiness. But her journey didn't stop there. After achieving so much with her brother BB, she started her solo career. In 1995, she released Alone in His Presence, a groundbreaking album in gospel music that sold over 1 million copies and won her a Grammy and 2 Dove Awards. She followed this up with her 1998 album, Everlasting Love, which went gold and included popular songs like Well Alright and Slippin'. This album showed her ability to mix gospel with modern sounds while staying true to her roots, even featuring a song produced by Lauryn Hill that added a unique R&B touch. But even with all this success, she never lost sight of what mattered most: her family, her faith, and the joy of making music that touched people's hearts. That year was a turning point for her. Alongside her usual projects, she put out a Christmas album called His Gift. This album showed how much she loved the holiday season and how she wanted to spread messages of hope and joy. The album had a lively mix of songs that many people found delightful. The next year, in 1999, she made a big move by starting her own record company, Pure Springs Gospel. This gave her more freedom over her music and a chance to support other gospel artists. With her new label, she released Alabaster Box, a deeply personal album featuring songs with well-known gospel artists like Fred Hammond and the vocal group Take 6. The album was well received and strengthened her position as a leading solo artist. Now, she was set to shake up her music style. Triumphs and trials of a gospel legend. In the year 2000, she marked a milestone in her career with the release of a concert VHS titled Live at the Lambs Theater in New York, showcasing live renditions of her earlier hits. The following year, she introduced an album that carried her own name, CeCe Winans. This album was notable for its inclusion of the track Anybody Want to Pray, which saw her collaborating with the Christian rap group Grits. Another significant track from this album was Say a Prayer. Her musical journey continued robustly. After a brief hiatus, she made a comeback in 2003 with the album Throne Room. This project represented a distinct turn towards worship and spiritual themes. The initial releases of Throne Room were accompanied by a bonus CD offering listeners special interviews, behind-the-scenes content, and a music video for More Than What I Wanted, a popular song from her 2001 album. To further promote this album, she embarked on a tour spanning 25 cities alongside the gospel group Anointed. Remarkably, the concerts were free, broadening the accessibility of her music to more audiences. A DVD titled Live in the Throne Room was later released, capturing the powerful performances and the profound spiritual atmosphere of the tour events. But this wasn't the most challenging time she faced. In 2004, she started having health problems that seemed like the flu at first, but soon turned into a serious stomach infection. This required urgent medical attention and surgery, forcing her to postpone the rest of her Throne Room tour. The following year, she released her 7th studio album, Purified, which was special because it was a family effort. Her nephew Mario Winans and her son Alvin Winans III helped write the songs, and her younger sisters Angie and Debbie Winans also joined in the singing. This album reflected her personal struggles, strong faith, and close family ties. Her influence wasn't limited to gospel music alone. Her duet with Whitney Houston, Count on Me from the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, showed her broad appeal. This song was a big hit, reaching number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on the Adult Contemporary chart, and it even went gold in the US. This partnership with Whitney proved she could connect with audiences across different music genres, boosting her reputation as a versatile artist. But that was not the only way she reached people. She continued to release music that connected with both gospel and mainstream listeners. In 2008, she released her 8th album, Thy Kingdom Come, which featured the powerful song Waging War. This album once again showed her ability to create songs that uplifted people spiritually and touched them emotionally. As she faced new challenges, her career continued to take inspiring directions, showing over and over that her music goes beyond boundaries and has a deep impact on many lives. From 2012 to 2014, she also took on the role of a mentor, helping guide new artists and shaping the future of music. But even that wasn't the last chapter in her story. She was a judge on BET's Sunday Best, a show that looks for new gospel singing talent. Alongside her brother, BB, she shared advice and guidance with up-and-coming gospel singers, drawing from her many years in the industry. But life hasn't always been easy for her. In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a lot of talk about her being involved in some government campaigns. Rumors spread that the Trump administration wanted to use celebrities in their efforts to keep the public calm during the pandemic, and her name came up often. This led many people to wonder if she was supporting a controversial political figure. With fame came unexpected challenges. The faithful path. As the rumors grew, she decided to speak up. She posted a video on Twitter explaining that her conversation with the U.S. Surgeon General, Jerome Adams, was only about public health topics like wearing masks and had nothing to do with politics. In her video, she stressed the importance of staying safe and healthy to help stop the spread of the virus, ending her message with a heartfelt, "God bless you." She made it clear that her involvement was purely about protecting public health, not about taking sides in politics, but this wasn't the first time she'd faced such rumors. Throughout her career, people have often speculated about her views on different cultural issues, showing how public figures like her are often closely watched and judged for their personal opinions and actions. In 2021, she spoke at Highland College Chapel about living a life that honors God and staying away from negative influences. She shared a story about her late friend Whitney Houston, who had asked her to be in the music video for I Am Every Woman. She turned down the offer because she felt some of the song's lyrics, especially those mentioning spells, went against her religious beliefs. This choice sparked a lot of discussions about how her faith affects her career. During the same talk, she also shared her thoughts on certain types of music, calling some rhythms demonic and warning about their spiritual dangers. Her comments got mixed reactions. Some thought her views were too strict, while others admired her for sticking to her faith. But this wasn't the whole story. Despite her firm stance on music, her friendship with Whitney Houston remained a key topic for many. In a 2021 interview with Entertainment Weekly, she fondly remembered their friendship, sharing how Whitney would often visit her to relax and attend church together. This showed their deep bond and put to rest any rumors that her faith had caused problems between them. Her life choices continued to inspire as she moved forward, guided by her beliefs. Yet her story didn't end there. In July 2024, CeCe Winans opened up about a deeply personal experience that sparked even more conversations about her faith and personal life. She talked about the recent passing of her father and reflected on her brother's earlier death. She shared memories of her father's strong faith, including moments from her childhood when she would wake up in the night to find him anointing their heads with oil and praying. As a child, these moments seemed strange, but as she grew older, they took on a deeper meaning, helping her understand the value of worship and praise. But this wasn't the last surprising moment in her story. This reflection not only gave a glimpse into her family's deep faith, but also showed how her religious beliefs play a big role in her life and career. As she shared more of her personal stories, it became clear how her background has always shaped her decisions. Her story begins on a very sad day, the day she lost her brother Ronald. She stood beside his hospital bed, surrounded by family, watching his final moments. In the midst of their deep grief, her father raised his hands, praying and giving thanks for the precious years they had with Ronald. This experience led to many conversations about how they chose to deal with their pain and hold on to their faith. Some admired their strength and unwavering belief during such a hard time, while others wondered if it was the right response after losing a son. She shared how these moments shaped how she faces life's challenges. She finds comfort and strength in prayer, embracing her spirituality openly, even in tears, by focusing on the greatness of the divine. Hard times brought unexpected truths. The unseen miracles of gospel's leading lady. She remembered another time when Ronald had a severe heart attack and was declared dead by the doctors. Before they could make it official, her father asked for a moment to pray. What happened next felt like a miracle. After their prayers, the doctors were able to bring Ronald back to life. As the years went by, she grew into many roles beyond being a gospel singer. She became a pastor's wife, a loving mother, and a proud grandmother. Her journey also included being a judge on BET's Sunday Best and releasing new music that kept inspiring people with her spiritual songs and messages. In 2017, her 10th studio album, Let Them Fall in Love, became a big success, earning her 2 Grammy Awards. But that wasn't the end. Her rise continued with her 2021 live worship album, Believe For It, which brought her 3 more Grammy Awards in 2022, proving her as a leading figure in gospel music. Her latest song, Goodness of God, released in September 2022, showed her lasting influence in the industry. She is a major name in gospel music. With 15 Grammy Awards, she is one of the most celebrated female gospel artists of all time. Her many awards show just how important she is in this field, but it's not just the awards that make her stand out, it's how her music speaks to people. Her songs share messages of faith and strength that have touched countless lives. One of her standout albums, Believe For It, is a perfect example of her impact. The title song from this album has become a major piece in modern gospel music, known for its uplifting message and her powerful voice. This song, like many others, has not only topped the charts but also connected with listeners in a special way, even becoming a hit on TikTok with millions of views. But this wasn't the only surprising choice she made. Winans showed her true commitment to her faith when she decided to perform at a religious event instead of attending the Grammy Awards. This choice shows how dedicated she is to her spiritual mission rather than chasing industry awards. Her actions prove she is more focused on using her music to inspire and uplift others than on personal recognition. Her impact isn't fading anytime soon. She continues to be a strong presence in the music world, reaching out to both longtime fans and new listeners. Her ability to stay relevant shows not just her talent, but also how her message of hope and faith speaks to people everywhere, no matter the time or place. But this isn't the end of her story. As she keeps releasing new music, her place in gospel music only grows stronger. Every song she shares builds on a career that has already left a deep mark. With her voice and her faith, she remains a guiding light in the music world, drawing many toward love and spiritual connection. Her work goes beyond just adding to gospel music, it offers hope to people all around the globe. But that's not all. Her journey, filled with both triumphs and choices driven by faith, continues to inspire. She remains a powerful figure and her story is far from over. But that's not the whole story. Even with all her achievements, her life is really about how she has reached people with her belief, her songs, and her unbreakable faith. She continues to inspire, showing that true success is not just in what you achieve, but in how you uplift and encourage others along the way. What do you think truly defines success? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this.